Welcome everybody to the Secret to Life Coaching TV show. I'm Coral and I'm so excited to change your life today.
We are majorly bringing home the point of changing your life. That is why we're here.
Manifesting is essentially creating what you want in your life. It's creating a specific result.
Happiness is actually scientific. There are very specific techniques and strategies that you can apply in your life to get more happiness.
Yeah.
So in our upcoming shows, we'll have how to manifest money. What we're teaching is how to actually create that in your life.
Get excited about what you're spending your money on, because the energy you're putting out there about your money is what you're going to be attracting into your life.
One of my biggest goals is to create world peace on this planet. And I know that a huge part of that is talking to parents and working with their kids.
I will be a published author coming up this spring, creating books that teach green lessons and action adventure. So my dream of just being a creator and only a creator is absolutely coming true.
We are talking about a total transformation package giveaway. Nutrition, physical fitness, hair, makeup, and coaching. Go to the link below, send us in your story, tell us why you want it.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the call. I think I've said that about 65 times now, maybe more. I don't know. But if you guys want to hit *6, that will mute everybody. Hi, everybody. All right. Yeah, and why everybody is clicking on mute is for people who are on the webinar, just kind of watching some of the visuals. Just make sure if you're having any sound issues at all, you can call into the number and then just make sure that you're muted.
What picture?
Yeah. Awesome. It's sounding good out there. All right. Erin, are you there? Erin? Oh my goodness, I've been muted. I've been talking. Okay, everybody. Wow. Can you hear me now? Yes. Okay. Okay, awesome. Okay, I am Erin Ranger with Nerium International. I'm a one-star national marketing director. And what I said a few minutes ago was, oh my gosh, are we a part of an amazing company or what? I know y'all are muted, so just yell woohoo in your house, because that is what we have going on here. I just really feel like I invited you guys to be on this call tonight, and then I invited some leaders to invite some of their team, just because what we have going on tonight is a chance of a lifetime call. And you know me, I'm all about personal growth and just, personal development and just making people better. And that's kind of what we are with Nerium, and that's what I am, and that's what I try to live my life by. And so when this was kind of dropped into my lap and in my path, I just had to be open to it and responsive to it and just go with it, because I believe everything happens for a reason. And here we are. We're going to learn some amazing things tonight. Tara's kind of told me a little bit about what she's going to talk about. It's really, really exciting. And, you know, maybe you just said a little bit on the call that before we muted everybody. Can you hit *6, everybody, if you already haven't, please?
Yeah, or mute on your phone will work too. If you just mute your phone.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. But what we're doing here tonight is maybe you're feeling blocked or something in your life is holding you back, whether it's your Nerium business, you just feel like you want to get to that next level and you've just kind of been spinning your wheels. Can everybody hit mute, please, on your phone? Okay. Anyway, so what we're doing here is it's so exciting that we have someone. Tara is an amazing person. Her and I talked. She has amazing energy. She truly believes in what she's talking about, and she's going to actually teach us or lead us into believing and knowing and understanding how to get to that next level, whether it's your Nerium business, your life, just whatever, wherever you want to be. This is going to help you get there. And as we know in Nerium, we all follow a system, and the system definitely works. It's proven. I just did the small things to follow that system, and it worked. So each and every one of you are going to do the same thing over and over and over, and you're going to get to that level you want to be at. And then when you get there, you're going to do the same thing again to get to the next level. So anyway, I'm really excited to introduce this amazing person. She was brought into my life by my friend Elias Hartnett. Him and I met in St. Louis, and he's just off the hook with energy, which I am too. And so him and I totally connected, and then he connected me here with Tara, and then now I'm connecting all of you with her. So it's really cool how we just create the Nerium ripple, and it just goes. And I'm sure that we're all going to get something out of this call, some more than others, but just be open-minded. Let your heart listen, and let's just go with it and see what happens. And Tara, are you there? Take it away.
I am. Thank you. Awesome, Erin. You guys, I have to thank you so much real quick for your energy. I got to say earlier, you know, what I saw on Facebook already, I said, these are my kind of people. And really, what we're going to go over tonight really is life-changing. I've been utilizing this material for over 3 years now. I have absolutely created everything I've wanted, and now I'm just making new goals. And one of my biggest passions, if everybody could real quick again try to just hit mute on your phone. There is a little noise in the background. You just want to make sure you're on mute. There's someone, it sounds like you might be driving or there's noise outside, so if you could just try to hit that, that would be awesome. Alrighty, again, the person who's driving possibly. There we go. Yay! Okay, cool. So, little background real quick. And first I want to let you know I always respect everyone's time. So I'm going to let you guys know that my material is about 25 to 30 minutes. If you guys have to go earlier, I definitely understand, but I want to let you know that that's the time frame you'll get everything in. I promise you I'll get that in that time frame for you. So going forward a little bit, I'm with the Secret to Life Coaching, and this company was actually built and founded on helping network marketing leaders build their business and far surpass their goals. We've since transformed and do a lot of other things, but my real passion and what we're going to go over again tonight is the quantum leap and helping you guys hit your goals. That really is the focus of tonight's call. I have so much passion for people doing relationship marketing because you guys have said the box isn't for me. I believe bigger, my dreams can be bigger, and I know that I can create the type of freedom in my life that I want. And as you guys know and have seen the statistics, that's 3% of people. So for me, when I started doing this, I said, I want to reach out to those people, the go-getters who believe they can have more, be more, and do more. And this call really will be foundational for that for you guys. And how much better could you be than having the vehicle of Miriam? I've seen a lot of things over the years, and I've never seen anything like it. You guys know Jeff Olson is absolutely phenomenal. The opportunity, one of my good friends who introduced me to Miriam, you know, is about to get her $50,000 bonus, $50,000 bonus. You guys know you're on top of the world with the company that you guys are with, so I'm excited. So, all right, well, let's get started. If you are watching the screen, again, most of my calls are over the phone, so don't worry, you're not going to miss a whole bunch of stuff. But we're basically talking about how your thoughts create your reality. That is the foundation of everything that we actually do, is think about that in the premise. So what we're going to be talking about tonight are your actual thoughts. So one of the things that people are always aware of, and the law of attraction became really big with the secret, and this is people understanding, okay, the law of attraction, I'm going to put something out there, put something out there. Well, you also might have heard, or you might have heard people it didn't work for. One of the biggest things is there's two thought processes, conscious and there's subconscious. All right, and someone really quick will pause. There's really major noise in the background. Can everyone make sure their phone is on mute? And thank you guys for being patient. Yay. All right, again, just everybody check. Thank you guys so much. That's just what happens when you get a call this big. It's all good. I've seen it all, so everything's perfect. So what I want to address, this is the foundation of how the people that, you know, we work with get the results they get, because they're aware there is not just conscious thoughts, there's also subconscious. And this is extremely huge. A lot of you out there might not be at the goal that you want yet, and you're wondering, you know, why is it I'm doing this, I'm doing this? Well, we have to understand that we're projecting two things at the same time. So one of my most famous examples, and this was actually very true in my life, I can tell you the story, but I had a conscious thought. I want a new car, I want a new car, I want a new car. Okay, so you're putting that out there. I want to hit my goal, I want to hit my goal, I want to hit my goal. Well, there's a subconscious thought. And as long as if those are not in alignment, you're not going to get the actual result you want. So for me in my past, I wanted a new car, but I grew, and it was funny, when I started doing personal work, realized everyone in my family said, what a waste of money to get a new car. The minute you drive it off the lot, you lose thousands of dollars. So even in my head, I'm thinking, wow, I want a new car, but I have this subconscious thought that's saying that's a waste of money, that's a mistake. So they're actually counteracting each other. So this is, again, the foundation of what we're going across. That's kind of a really super easy example, but I want you guys to write that down, the conscious and the subconscious. And just your awareness of this at this time is going to shift the way that you start doing things and thinking about things. It really is just the first start. So yeah, if you have notes, take that down. Now, one of my biggest things is I always ask for each call, I do a different exercise depending on what I feel is the energy. And my favorite one, and I have done this one or two times before, but has to do with the people in your life. Now, I know all of you out there got into Miriam for a lot of different reasons, to help build your family, to get that financial freedom, to go after the American dream, to not be bound by a corporate, type of America. I know for me, before I got into coaching or personal growth, I was working 60 hours a week for Ethan Allen. I absolutely, at the time, loved it. And it was at least 60 hours a week, and I had to be there from 9 to 5. A lot of you might be familiar with this. I'll never forget, I was top earner. I was making $80,000 to $100,000 a year out the gate, and my mom got sick. And I will never forget being top earner. I had 2 weeks to go be with my mom in the hospital. They told me she was going to pass basically any day. Nobody knew. She was in ICU. And after 2 weeks, I come back to my job being a top earner, and they tell me, Terry, you can't take any more time off. And again, I talked at the beginning of this call, these defining moments in your life where you need to make a decision. And working for a company, making them hundreds of thousands of dollars, and not being able to have time to be with my mom when she was practically dying, and they knew this, that was a game changer for me. And that was when I set out on my journey to make my own schedule. And learning what we're going to go over tonight, you're absolutely going to get the steps that have been done and proven. We've used them for years. We've helped thousands of people achieve what they wanted. Since then, I work when I want, where I want, with who I want. And what I have discovered within that time frame is it's about the people in your life. Now, this is a really, really big thing I want you guys to write down. I want you to expand on this more as the week goes by. But I want you to think about what your day goes by. Let's say you hit your goal, you hit your 50,000 in Miriam, you get your Lexus, you're doing all this. Who are you on the phone with every day? Obviously, you guys in this call have some of the best energy I've ever seen, but I want you guys to get really clear going forward. You've hit your goals. Who is in your life and who are you spending time with? I want you to think about at least 5 or 6 characteristics of the people that you want around you. Now, oftentimes what might happen is there might be someone in your team or your life or family member. You know I often have family members who discourage me. You can't do that, Tara. Stay safe. Stay with the corporate job. And they weren't meaning to downplay me, but at the same time, they weren't supporting my dream. So this has nothing to do with how much you love the person, but are they really uplifting you or supporting you? Think about the characteristics of those people, and I want you to write them down. Oftentimes in life, there can be people who show us personalities that we don't like. So I don't want you to write down, the things that you don't like. I want you to spin it to a positive. And I'm just going to take one more minute and let you guys write this down and really think about the kind of people you want in your team over the next few days, weeks, and months. Thankful, grateful, go-getters, self-starters, motivated. I mean, for me, being thankful and grateful is one of the biggest ones. And already I can feel that, if you guys are involved with Erin, speed of the leader is often speed of the group, and she's obviously has amazing energy. So just get real clear on that. Because you literally, by thinking about this and being focused, it will create it more and more into your experience. Now I want you guys to take that paper too and put it somewhere else. And as time goes by, because guarantee following these tips, being plugged into Miriam, the systems they have, again, are phenomenal. I mean, you just keep going with it, but the people in your life are going to be what determine your day-to-day, how excited you are to get up and do those 3-way calls, how excited you are to go to the next big meeting and say hi to everybody. This is really awesome potential. So go ahead and take that paper, and you guys can put it somewhere else. Keep on building the list. You can only get more and more good qualities to help create that in your life. So that's kind of my little gift to you, just something to think about, because you've already started putting it out there, and you'll start creating these even better relationships. It's awesome. So now we're going to get started. Again, make sure if you have pen and paper, one of the biggest things with this is our 5 steps. And I really did think about in my head, what can I do to simplify what we teach and what people actually have and have learned, to get started in expanding their level of consciousness, their awareness, and the levels they want. So the first step in your quantum leap really is your awareness and your belief. Just by you guys being on the call, this is a huge step. And I want you guys to start thinking about quantum leap. Quantum leap, quantum leap, quantum leap, quantum leap. What is that? Erin and I were talking. It's like, what actually is it? And you know what? You hear a lot of stuff out there. Let's go to the next level. Let's take it to the next level. A quantum leap is literally skipping levels. You guys have already broken out of the box. You're out there making your dreams come true. So this quantum leap is your ability to take your business not just to the next level, but to something that passes and goes farther than what you guys have thought before. And your belief. It really all starts here. If your goal, was to get 5 new starts in a week, and I said 10, and you go, no way, that's impossible. Where's your belief at? And again, everybody's goals are different. So this is all about checking in. When we talked about your conscious and subconscious thoughts, that thought that just came automatically, okay, I want to get 50 people in a week. Whoa, that's impossible. There's your underlying thing that's going to help create it. So when you're on your paper now for the second one, just write down your first step is your awareness and belief. I can have a quantum leap. I will have a quantum leap. I'll share with you the first time I did this goes back to my car story. I had a great, dependable car. I was doing design. I was making tons and tons of money and all that stuff. But I'd also believed that you can't have a new car, that it was a waste of money and all of these things. Well, I started practicing my quantum leap. Quantum leap, quantum leap. I'm running on the treadmill. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about expanding my business. Within a few weeks, my coworker came to me. This is awesome, you guys. True story. And said, Tara, I actually have a brand new, now this was in 2012, I have a brand new 2013 Audi that has 32 miles on it. Do you want to just take over payments? Now, I had never had a new car in my life at this point, always bought something, you know, and again, whatever anybody's comfort level or desire is, but I had started saying, I want a new car. I deserve a new car. You know, I'm awesome. I'm going to do this. And he came to me with a brand new car. It was 2013. This was in 2012. Had 32 miles, and the payment was less than my current car that I had. And this is just one of the things, like it's almost like magic happens when you come up with this. So now your step 2 is to identify some of the current beliefs that you have. This really is that foundational part. And this is my favorite part to start with. I want you guys to write down, for those of you who don't have the computer screen, I want you guys to write down, what are 3 things in your life that you're really happy with? Now, to me, this always sets this tone, and I have a cool story about this after, but what are 3 things? You know, I have the example up. Do you have a great relationship with your kids? Do you have a healthy weight? Are you happy with your weight? Do you have lots of you time? Have you already, you know, broken free and now have the freedom that you want? Are you happy? Is that a result that you're happy with in your life? So I'm going to give you guys a minute to think of 3 things in your life that you're super happy with. All right, yay. So what we're going to do for sake of time, we had an awesome time getting a lot of people on the calls. We're going to kind of go forward and keep that. If you only thought of 2 things, you guys probably thought about more. You guys seem pretty on fire. And you can write more as well, just FYI. So think about these 3 results you have in your life. And what you're going to do is you're going to think about and now write the beliefs that support these results. I know when I first did this, I was so thankful for my friendships at that time. And I remember having to make a decision when I didn't have healthy friendships. I didn't have friends who supported me. I said, you know what? From here on out, I deserve good friends. And that became a belief. And within a few months' time, I had the best friends, the best support. So again, some of the examples, if you have healthy weight, I love eating healthy, I love exercising. If you have lots of me time, I value myself and my time. Now, these are thoughts, but these are also beliefs that you have. And again, this is just a beginning exercise to get your wheels spinning. I want you to think about results in your life because, as we said earlier, your thoughts create your reality. Your beliefs create your results. Hands down. So again, I have lots of me time. I value myself. Now I want you guys to look at yourself, pat yourself on the back. If you're by a mirror, give yourself a kiss, and just think about literally like, awesome, my thoughts have totally created this reality for me. You guys have 110% ability to create the beliefs you want to get forward. And we've all had things in our life that gave us different thoughts, gave us different ideas that might be getting us results we don't want, but that's what I'm going to help you guys get rid of. So now you can do this on the same piece of paper or not. And again, if you didn't get all 3, it's all right. You guys will understand the concept. You can go back over if you want onto the slides or listen to the call. But now I want you guys to be honest with yourself too. And I want you to write down 3 or 4 or 5, you know, things in your life that you're not happy with. And I'm going to give you guys a minute. So some of the examples we have, and honestly, this is a sobering part. That's why I always like to do the happy stuff first. That's just how I am. There's a lot of coaches just get right to it. I'm like, let's at least see the good things we've done. But here, realistically, this is one of the things, and it's any area in your life you might want to improve. That, I mean, it could be anything. Today we're specifically talking about business, but for the sake of this exercise, you know, think about, some people are not super stoked about their relationship with their spouse or their kids, or maybe you just don't have enough money. One of the biggest reports I got from a lot of my clients is days where they just were exhausted and did not want to get out of bed. So think about 3 results, even 1 or 2 if it's not that big. I know for me, even 3 years of work, I wrote down the other day, darn it, I want to be a little more organized. Look at my office. And so that's my next step, and I just hired someone, so there was my solution. But so next part is think about those beliefs that are supporting these results. If you're in a relationship with a spouse or friend and it's not good, what is your belief? So some examples could be, they don't respect me. You know, the one with money, I grew up and I'm proud to be a Christian and have a good relationship with God. And I felt like money was bad for a long time, or I was greedy, or, you know, blessed are the poor. Those are beliefs I had for a long time. And until I got rid of those, I wasn't able to really break through some of my financial goals, which I did end up breaking through. And then also some people, you guys, if it's not you or someone, might know someone who is depressed, and they just think, I have nothing to look forward to in a day. So again, take time. This is a really deep exercise. I honestly do this exercise like a few times a year at least, just to check back in with myself. And every time I do, I experience that jump again, because I'm able to identify, sit down and have time, what are some beliefs I have that are not serving me? So again, you guys can take a look at this. I'll give you just one more minute. You're going to write, have the results you're not stoked about, and then also some possible beliefs. You know, I did a wonderful call where I had a great, amazing woman call me after, and she said, you know, about relationships. She said, the blaring thought that was in her head is, I don't deserve it. And she called me crying. She had no idea. It literally just popped into her mind. And that her, you know, for the last 28 years of her life, she had been feeling like, I don't deserve good friends. And she didn't have hardly any. So this is one of the things where it's like, it's getting your results. And checking back in with her now, she's already grown immensely, just by being aware. All right. So now, again, to recap, step 1 is just your awareness and your belief. Number 2 is identifying those actual beliefs that you have that are not serving you. And what's really neat about this, I'm so thankful you guys are plugged into personal growth. There's a number of ways to do this, but it is at the root of every experience that you're getting. So you want to kind of hone in and be more aware of tips and ways to identify those, okay? So now step 3, you have to release the old beliefs. One of my favorite stories and analogies of this I love it, is the flea story. If you guys ever heard of the flea circus. So the fleas get put in a jar, and they would jump out of the jar. But pretty soon, you know, the lid gets on, and after however many times they keep hitting their head, they just stop trying, and they just don't jump as high anymore. This is honestly the exact same experience of your limiting thoughts and beliefs. Now then what happens is they can take the jar off, and the fleas don't even try to jump that high. They'll just jump, you know, a few inches instead of a foot like they used to, because they're so used to it. They've completely accepted that the lid is there and that all they need to do is jump a few inches. It's so fun because it gives me the best visual in my mind. I looked at pictures online and you see the fleas and they're like on a Ferris wheel, and I was like, well, that wasn't really what I was looking for. But literally the jar, and this is what's important. Awareness, again, is the first step. Identifying your beliefs that are not getting you the results is the first step. The third one is release your old beliefs. Now, there's a lot of ways to do this, you guys. Believe it or not, there's, I don't know if you've ever heard of, there's something called a mortar technique. There's even acupuncture is actually a form of releasing stress in your body. When you're actually identifying and thinking a thought, they can do work on you to release this. There's a lot of different ways, again, starting with the awareness. Now, our company has patented, it's the subconscious release technique. It is the only thing that I have seen out there in these last, 5-6 years since I really delved into personal growth that consciously connects the conscious and subconscious thoughts and beliefs. And I'll tell you more about that, but it's a great way. It's an awesome breathing technique where you're able to actually get rid of this and clear this out. So make sure on your paper, if you're keeping it simple, first step, be aware of your quantum leap ability. 2, you need to identify the beliefs that are stopping you. This is something that's so foundational, and I was really glad that Erin brought that up on the call, because what you're using and learning here will help you identify what's stopping you. You won't be blind to it anymore. It won't be subconscious. You're going to be able to bring it to the surface. So again, step 3, release those beliefs. Now the next one, this is where, for those of you watching, I do have a slide. The subconscious release technique, it's a method that's used, it was developed by us, to identify the beliefs that are getting you the results that you're currently not happy with in your life. We remove these beliefs and replace them with new beliefs to create results that you desire in your life. And I'll read that one more time. It's a technique used to identify beliefs that are getting you the results you are currently not happy with in your life, removes these beliefs and replaces them with new beliefs to create the results that you desire in your life. I'll let you guys take a look at that. Now the next thing, and again, because we're doing pretty good on time here coming up now, your step 4. This is literally where you have to replace those old beliefs. When you get rid of them, it's kind of, again, same thing with the flea analogy. You might still not jump as high. You literally get to completely take the opportunity to fly. Now, this is where the quantum leap is so important, and this is where, again, I think it's going to be easier for a lot of you on the call. You've taken this step. I felt the positive energy. You have to think of some belief that is far better than anything that you've ever had before. This is the best part. We call it a positive fill-up. So I'll share an honest personal example. A lot of people know about this in my life. I grew up moving constantly with my family. My parents were in good state. They were arguing. My dad was a little bit on the wild side, if I could be politically correct. So I moved out of the house and got emancipated when I was like 13, 14, okay? From the time that I was 13, 14 until a few years ago, I moved every 6 months. Did I want to move every 6 months? You know, what was going on? And one day, I'll never forget this. Thank God. I mean, Coral is the CEO and founder of the company. I talked with her, and I called her. I had moved into an apartment. I was making good money, really good money, and I happened to move into an apartment where I was not aware. It was very nice during the day, and then at night, I heard gunshots, and I smelled drugs, and I couldn't believe it. I had literally gotten myself in a completely unsafe environment. And after doing this work, I grew up, and this is a really good example to identify that my home is not safe. Okay, so here's an example. That's my subconscious belief. And again, this is a personal story. I hope you guys don't mind me sharing, but it's one real result that I've gotten in my life. I thought, my home's not safe. So what was I constantly doing? Creating unsafe environments. Over and over until I talked to her that day. Within 2 months, I now, after her and I did that work, moved into my new home where I honestly feel like it was the first home I ever had in my life. At almost 30 years old, I was constantly running and I was afraid, and for the first time, I was aware. And my replacement was, I am so safe in the place that I live. I love my home. That was something I had never experienced, probably in my whole life, you guys. And I actually honestly have the ability, I to this day live in my dream home. I have not moved in almost 2 years, and every single day I come home and absolutely love my house. If I had not replaced my old belief that my home is not safe, I wouldn't have been able to get that into my life. And this applies for every single area. So again, thank you for letting me share a personal story, and I hope you can see the direct correlation. But this is actually really, really big, because when you hit and find out why, you know, if there's one area you're not happy with, just say you hate, maybe, I don't want to say that, but maybe you don't get excited about three-ways, you get nervous, or, you know, something like that. What is it that's possibly causing that? And how can you actually turn it around to get the result you want? How can they actually end up being exciting for you, where you can like really, really do that? So again, the step 4 is the fill up. This is your positive belief. This is sky's the limit. This is quantum leap. When you do the release, you've cleared the energy from your field, and that's kind of like later topics, but you're getting rid of it. You're not just stuffing it. We're not naive here and go, oh, you should just fake being happy. Stop it, stop it, stop it. No, we don't do that at all. We 100% address it, you release it using the techniques, and then you get to fill it with something positive and watch the results happen. You guys can use this on a daily basis. And again, just having these notes on your paper, you guys, it's just the beginning, and I'm so excited for you. So the last part, and the biggest things in our company we always believe in, is 100% your personal growth and giving more in use value. I want you guys to get the book. It's called U Squared. There's a little picture up there, but it's U Squared by Price, P-R-I-C-E, Pritchett, P-R-I-T-C-H-E-T-T. Now again, you guys are plugged into one of the most incredible companies with a lot of personal growth. You will absolutely love me for this, because the book is only 80 pages. So not only do you get a little book, but then you feel extra accomplished when you get a chance to read the whole thing. And this book literally is what started and inspired the Quantum Leap. We implement it in a lot of our curriculum. Again, that's U Squared by Price Pritchett. And what I would do and highly recommend, if you guys could just read page 5 and 6 every day for however long you felt, you will see the results instantly. From all of the calls I've done, people already from one of the exercises or reading those pages, page 5 and 6 in U Squared, over and over every day. I read it 17 times in one day, and I got my car. And that's just one of the things that I've created in my life. So for all of you on, I just want to say thank you so much. We're wrapping up with time. Again, don't feel like you have to ingest this all. That's why I want you guys to have your notes, because this is just the beginning of an awareness that will 100% quantum leap your life. And what we're actually going to do is we've worked with a coaching company and offer for everyone, if you have a result in your life you're not happy with, or even just want to experience the SRT, everyone on the call right now, if you text the word winning, W-I-N-N-I-N-G, to the number 33733. You're actually going to get a one-on-one coaching. When my vision for every single person on this call to experience a quantum leap, you'll experience great results from this, and this is something you can apply. But when you take the time to get one-on-one with someone for a half hour, you'll get to see exactly what I'm talking about. And again, sky is the limit. So it's text the word winning, W-I-N-N-I-N-G, and I'm putting it on here, to the number 33733. And this is totally at your guys' leisure. Now, what's going to happen is a coach will contact you within 48 hours, so you don't have to necessarily wait till tomorrow. It'll put you down in the system of a line of having someone contact you. But think about the areas that you really want to grow. And I guarantee when you work with that person in 30 minutes, they identify these beliefs, they release them, and help give you better ones. It is absolutely amazing. Yay, Erin, are you there? Yeah, you guys. I know Erin's on. There she is. Hi, sweetie.